Donald Trump and Netanyahu's expanding war in the Mideast dangerously drags NATO in right after vulnerable Gulf allies. Lethal Iranian drones suddenly target this highly strategic NATO base located in Iraq's Kurdistan region. After terrified US diplomats stationed in Baghdad sound the alarm, an emboldened Iran ruthlessly targets this base in Iraq. Does Iran go entirely all out against US allies, while Europe is forced to bear the incredibly heavy cost of this war? The ongoing US and Israel war against Iran is now dangerously spilling directly onto various established NATO bases across the broader Middle East region. Officials representing Italy, on March 11, publicly revealed that its strategic military base positioned within Iraq's Kurdistan was suddenly struck by an Iranian airstrike. Italy's Ministry of Defense publicly revealed that an incoming Iranian drone violently struck a parked military vehicle directly at the Erbil base overnight. However, officials quickly confirmed there were absolutely no fatal casualties or physical injuries to deployed Italian personnel from the recent Iran drone strike. In a formal government statement issued on March 12, Italy's PM Giorgia Meloni is closely monitoring the chaotic aftermath of this aggressive military attack. Meloni said, and I quote, "I continue to closely follow what happened at our Erbil base, and I am in constant contact with Ministers Tajani and Crosetto to monitor the situation. On behalf of the government and personally, I express solidarity and closeness to our military personnel, who emerged unscathed. Following the attack, Italy is proud of the courage and professionalism they demonstrate in working daily for peace and security in the many crisis theaters." Unquote. Italy's foreign minister additionally revealed that active combat troops stationed at the Erbil base have been urgently moved into safely fortified underground bunkers. Furthermore, Italy FM Antonio Tajani also quite strongly condemned Iran's highly aggressive unprovoked attack directed firmly on the Erbil base. Italy's foreign minister said, and I quote, "Strong condemnation for the attack suffered by the Italian base in Erbil. I just spoke with the Italian ambassador to Iraq. Fortunately, all our military personnel are well and safe in the bunker. To them, I express solidarity and gratitude for their daily service to the homeland." Unquote. Currently, Italy has a substantially big military presence established in Iraq's northern Kurdistan region primarily due to the ongoing multinational Operation Prima Pathica. Deployed Italian troops stationed in Erbil base reportedly heavily train and directly support regional allied Kurdish Peshmerga forces. The unexpected military attack on Italy's secured Erbil base comes just several days immediately after PM Giorgia Meloni's intensely broadcasted public remarks on Iran. Speaking officially on March 11, Meloni claimed Iran definitively can't have advanced ballistic missiles or dangerous nukes that could eventually strike continental Europe. Previously, Meloni had also passionately condemned that terribly deadly strike on an Iran school on February 28, allegedly executed directly by deployed US forces.
I hope it is clear to everyone in this chamber that we cannot allow an Ayatollah regime to possess nuclear weapons, combined with a missile capability that could soon be able to strike Italy and Europe directly. Even more so because this scenario would mark the end of the international non-proliferation framework and would trigger a nuclear arms race that would have dramatic repercussions on global security. But we also intend to make our voice heard so that, as the United States and Israel continue their military actions aimed at neutralizing Iran's military capabilities, the safety of civilians, starting with children, is preserved. For this reason, on behalf of the government, I express my strong condemnation of the massacre of girls at the school in Minab, in southern Iran, my solidarity with the families of the young victims, and my request that responsibility for this tragedy be quickly determined. As already discussed in Parliament, we are supplying air defense assets to the Gulf countries, as have other major European countries. This is not only because they are friendly nations and strategic partners of Italy, but also because there are tens of thousands of Italian citizens in that area whom we must protect. Not to mention that there are about 2,000 Italian soldiers stationed in the Gulf.
Shortly before Italy, another prominent NATO ally strategically also faced the immense wrath of Iran's retaliatory military strikes. Earlier on March 1, an incoming Iranian drone violently struck the United Kingdom's designated Royal Air Force base's main runway situated securely in Cyprus. Local UK authorities initially reported minor damage to facilities but firmly confirmed there were absolutely no fatal casualties remaining on base. Then, on March 2, exactly two more offensive Iran drones deliberately heading directly for the UK's RAF Akrotiri base were successfully intercepted mid-air. Crucially, it is not just US allies, but vulnerable American combat troops and established military bases in Iraq are also currently at heightened risk. Previously on March 11, the fortified US embassy in Baghdad frantically sounded a serious alarm of potential kidnapping and coordinated attacks by Iran. Consequently, the besieged US embassy urgently urged all vulnerable Americans to immediately leave Iraq safely due to rapidly mounting risks. That specific Baghdad embassy communication also shockingly alleged that Iran is currently plotting to aggressively kidnap innocent American nationals in Iraq. The concerning allegations officially issued by the US Baghdad embassy were explicitly made right after several more Iran strikes on Iraq. During escalations in the war, a hostile drone violently hit a critical US diplomatic site located near Baghdad airport on March 10, claims Washington Post. Previously on March 7, alarming intelligence reports emerged confirming that several heavy rockets were maliciously fired directly at the US embassy in Baghdad.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.